Welcome to the Underdogs podcast. Strap yourselves in for 1 hour of unrivaled audio entertainment. Featuring HopCat.
Audio listeners, I've changed my hair today.
Lil Z.
Audio listeners, it looks great.
You can't all piggyback off this.
I have 2 poo stories that have happened in the past
One
week.
week?
I have no poo stories, and I'm going to try and prevent Jordan from telling both of his.
I don't have to tell them.
I would like to make a petition to change me from being the first person in the sequence of pods. After 70 episodes, I'm sick of it because everyone just piggybacks off what I say and I have to think of something out of the blue.
Oh, I did have something else to say.
Okay, well, that's good.
Oh, wait, you should say it. Or save it for
Maybe
next.
we should put Zack first next week then.
I
first.
listened to 14 hours
Hey.
of editing podcasts on the weekend.
Huh?
14 hours worth of podcasts about video editing. I
Oh.
listened to.
Whoa.
We'll get into that later. Not the most exciting
By
stuff.
Logan
But
Paul.
What's,
editor?
we'll give it a tease. What's the best thing you learned?
oh no,
Go to
I won't
tease, we'll
give
spoil the best part.
Give us half of the best part.
All right.
It's like
what
hotkeys.
you really want to avoid. That was half.
Oh, nice.
So you won't find out what to avoid until
is
later. Yeah, dot
Stay
dot
till
dot.
the
It's
end.
cliffhanger.
Find out what you need to
What a-
avoid while editing here today on the Underdogs podcast number 70.
While editing this podcast, it's like, shit.
I love those videos, but I think that they don't do as well because, like, no one watches them.
What?
Unless you're a video
videos?
editor.
I feel like they do well.
There's a lot of people who need to do video editing, even just for like work and
true.
stuff.
There's entire YouTube channels built on how to make a YouTube channel.
It's pretty impressive. It's like the business people who are like, sign up for my course on how to be rich. Just
Yeah.
pay me. And then that's how they get rich.
Is that is it just a pyramid scheme?
I think so.
Just the YouTubers like doing stuff. They're like, with this simple trick, you can do this, and it's actually a terrible trick. They're like, I stay at the top.
yeah, true.
They push everyone to the bottom.
You just get really good at whatever it is you do, but it's still shit. But then you tell
never
everyone
thought of
else
that.
to do it.
Imagine that somewhere else. You go to like Boost Juice, they're like, with one simple trick, you can get a second juice. And it's like, that's just giving you more money.
Yeah.
Paying for it.
Like,
That's
if
the
you
truth.
say it's one simple trick, it is a simple trick to spend more money at a store.
Yeah.
You don't phrase it that way.
It's funny, like if stores actually advertise things, like you get like internet ads and shit, like in scams and all that stuff, and they're just like, buy this now, free. You are our 500th customer today. You win. And it's just like, what the hell is happening?
You in a Yakult. As
You
in.
walk into Coles. You bought the 1,000th milk today. You get a cow. You're like, what?
a cow.
I've been on the daily grind with that, Jordan. Daily Yakult grind
what?
for the
Oh,
first
Yakult,
time.
really?
First time in my life.
Nice.
What are the chances I
I've
brought that
been
up?
a bit sick recently, so I was going for the gut health rebound.
Oh,
you know?
very nice. They're so delicious.
I know, now I just drink them every day. Hopefully it does something.
It's supposed to, right? It's anti something.
There's something in
think
your
I
No,
don't
gut.
think
it's
it's
not
definitely-
anti something. It's cultures, bro. It's
Oh,
Yeah.
pro.
bacteria.
It's
It's
hard to keep up.
Probiotic, not
Probiotic,
antibiotic.
antibiotics, antibacterial. It's too
Oh,
much.
yeah, that's why, because I had antibiotics, and then I was like, counteracted.
Counteract.
Got the fucking battle of the 5 armies going on in my large intestine.
Dude, science is simple. Too much anti, put some pro in. Perfect.
Yeah, does that
Solved.
work with other things?
Yeah, of course.
Are there any other anti-inflammatory? Get
Puts-
it inflammatory.
Yeah, what's that?
Well, I think you do the opposite. Too inflamed to get an anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, true.
It balances. Yeah, you
There's
already
no
are inflamed.
pro-inflammatory. You just blow up like a balloon.
Yeah, what would happen if you have anti-inflammatories but you're not inflamed?
Do you shrink?
You shrivel up like a sultana.
Yeah, you shrivel.
Your skin is tight on your body.
And then you need some pro-inflammatories.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
then you just need to go and like jump on concrete for an hour and just get your joints back up the
Inhale
size.
some helium or something.
don't think that's how it works.
That's how it works.
We just said anti-inflammatories with a cure, and you're coming out with helium as a second
I think
option.
he's thinking of
inflammatory.
inflation, not
Yeah.
inflammation.
Oh,
Same thing.
No, different thing.
Save the
the
bar.
I really need an anti-inflammatory. I've just been having so much helium.
Anti-inflammatory. I'm full of gas. I got a fart. I need an anti-inflammatory.
I need that actually. Sometimes I'm just full.
Mate, just have some dried apricots.
No,
I'm
save
saying
it.
that's- No, that's
Save the
anyway.
poo stories for way later,
Oh,
please.
yeah,
it's
we
true.
will.
A fart story could quickly devolve.
I can see it happening. You started talking about dried apricots. I can see it happening.
Peter, well done. We might have a new award.
What, they
Best
avoided the
The
poo?
avoided the poo story award.
Yeah.
You win this week.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, should we start with something really epic? Because
Sure.
otherwise they'll get warm. Peter you brought them along.
What? All right.
Prime!
Oh yeah.
The Prime.
This is our new segment.
Guys, I finally found Prime in the supermarket. I know it's not relevant anymore. I don't care. It's made it to Australia.
Shh. They don't know when this episode was released. So in case you haven't heard, Logan Paul and KSI.
Wait, what's Prime? I've not heard of it before.
Yeah, it's this new sports drink.
It's so new on the block that I've... Brime?
Yeah, no, with a P.
What?
Prim.
Like
P like Peter.
like the numbers.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 5, 7, you know, that whole shit.
Etc.
Oh, but it's a drink.
Yeah.
What
Wow.
flavor should we try today? We've got a new segment. It's going to be the Prime flavor of the week.
What do we want? They're on that Woolworths bag there, Zach.
All right, Zach's, for the audio listeners, Zach's going over to the bag.
For a prime fact, they actually have signed their first 2 athletes very recently.
Who have they got?
Because they're UFC athletes, so I know this.
Athletes.
Israel Adesanya and Alex Volkanovski.
They got Adesanya.
Wow, they got
He's
Yeah.
your favorite, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
prime
nice.
fact. Anyway,
Wow. We got Tropical Punch. We got Lemon Lime. We've got, I think this is Ice Pop. And this is Blue Raspberry.
What's
So-
going to clash the least with the coffee I'm currently
Yeah, I'm
drinking?
just going to drink a lot of water.
I don't know, but if you say it tastes bad, you know.
I think tropical.
controversial.
Let's go tropical.
we can
Alright.
be genuinely honest though. We have no ties and we don't even know them.
Wait, we're not sponsored doing this?
No, I
Then why
wouldn't.
I paid $4.50 for each of these, by the way.
I paid
$4.50.
That's pretty
I
good.
paid $9 for one in a vending machine
What?
before I
No!
found it at Woolies.
Oh my.
Well, it was the first time I've ever seen Prime in Australia. There was a Prime Orange in a vending machine. $9. I was like, well, I've never seen it anywhere else, so I'll get it for the podcast. Then you sent me like a photo of every flavor.
$4.50 is good though. That's like a coffee.
I mean, if it was a Gatorade, it'd be like $2.
Am I
right?
trying it first?
Oh,
Yeah, we're just passing it around.
Yeah, let's all just share.
Should we
Joe.
read the
Let's all-
ingredients?
Is anyone sick?
I'm a sick dog, bruh.
I'm
no.
not sick.
All right, good.
I can get glasses as well if we
No,
want.
it's
I'm
fine.
not sick.
As long as
Although
no
I've
one's
got
sick, I'm good.
a lot of onion in my mouth.
Oh, God. Can I
Do
go
you want to
after
go
Jordan?
last, Jordan?
I can go last if you want.
Why do you have so much onion in your mouth?
Because we had what's
I've
it called?
tried the Prime.
Just you have to hold on to your thoughts.
I'm going to save my thoughts
Okay.
till everyone's had it.
Video
Jackson's-
watchers.
For dinner last night, we had so many red onions, and now it's just burning in my mouth.
Guys, you gotta
Still.
aerate the palate.
Just trying to make sure we didn't miss that.
Audio listeners, Peter is apparently aerating the parrot. The palate. The palate.
They need that, otherwise they
Whoa.
can't fly. Oh, prime
All over me,
still.
Jordan.
Come on, Jordan, have a sip so then we can give our thoughts on Prime Tropical Punch.
All right, can I go first?
Ooh, different.
Yeah.
one.
How about we all say it at the same time?
That's bad.
Think of a one sentence review.
Is that your
one
opinion
line.
on Prime? That's bad? Because I
Yes,
agree.
that is
I
my
agree.
opinion.
Well,
That
we
sucks.
say it all at the same time so we can all have
Okay,
opinions
ready?
unfiltered by each other's opinion.
All right.
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Tastes
Bad.
like medicine.
Nectar.
What did you say?
I said sweet nectar.
I said tastes like medicine.
It does a bit taste like medicine.
That was, and I'm going to be honest, I've seen stuff where people say Tropical Punch is the best flavor.
Really?
Yeah.
I
It's
liked
all
it.
downhill.
I thought it wasn't too sugary. I
It
liked
was way too sugary.
You said it was sweet nectar.
Oh yeah, wait.
Can I have the bottle? I want to look
go
at the
for it.
ingredients.
Doesn't it have no sugar in it?
Sorry, I meant to say it didn't feel
It's
like
got-
it was rotting my
No,
teeth.
It'll have sugar.
I
Oh,
actually,
it doesn't.
I
It
came,
is
Yeah, it's
sugar-free.
sugar-free, right?
I came prepared
has
today.
sugar.
I watched a food theory about like Prime facts because they say they've got way more electrolytes than Gatorade and way less sugar, which is true. But Prime has like a shitload of potassium electrolytes and barely any sodium, which is what you actually lose when you sweat. So by drinking Prime, you don't replace any of the sodium you lose, but they like put in a whole shitload of potassium, so they're like more electrolytes than Gatorade. So it's kind of a bit fucked.
That is a bit effed.
And it tastes like not salty like Gatorade.
Yeah.
Like Gatorade puts in more sugar to counteract the sodium. Prime says we have no sugar, but they don't have what a sports drink needs.
Those like artificial sweeteners just are so weird to me. Like that's what makes it taste like medicine.
Yeah.
Is like the artificial fruit flavor without any actual sugar.
Yep.
Because you know, like I think if you actually have sugar, it starts tasting like actual fruit because fruit has so much sugar in it. That's my take.
Look,
Yeah.
it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but as like a replacement to Gatorade, I like Gatorade.
I'd probably stick with the normal one. I think It was
Doesn't this have
fine.
caffeine? No, does Gatorade have
Nah,
caffeine?
this doesn't have caffeine. I think
Do
this
you
is
want that?
not the caffeine version.
No, we couldn't
Oh.
get the caffeine version in Australia
Yeah,
because
it's
it's
banned.
illegal or something.
Oh,
Too
that's
much
what the whole
caffeine.
hype was. I thought is that they have like 3 times the legal amount of caffeine.
Yeah, yeah. But we can't.
caffeine-
They don't sell that here. Not allowed to.
You should not have caffeine for when you're doing sport, guys. I'm just gonna let you know this. Like, don't have a Red Bull before you go for like a run or like.
Yeah, I've done that before. It
It's
actually
not
just
good
sucks.
for you
Because
because
you know,
dries
isn't,
you out.
Isn't that what something is?
pre-workout
Pre-workout.
is, but that's for like lifting weights, not running. You
Oh,
shouldn't be
that's
like
different.
getting your heart rate up because
Yeah.
caffeine increases your
Oh,
heart rate.
yeah, that makes
Running
sense.
increases your heart rate, so you're just like doubling the strain on your heart for like it's not good.
Oh, that does make
Pre-workouts for like
sense.
lifting weights, which is, I mean, your heart rate would go up a bit,
But you want it to get up before
but you want it,
do
yeah,
the
so you can
moment.
be amped to do it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like cheating, and so people like will be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go for a run. I'm gonna have my Red Bull," and it's like, you shouldn't do that.
And then it doubles your heart.
yeah.
If you have a Red Bull,
Wow.
wouldn't you be going for a fly?
That's
What,
really
what a
good.
successful marketing campaign. They got you.
Yeah, I know. They got everyone. It's
Who?
great.
Oh, the wings.
Red Bull?
Yeah, it gives
Ah,
you
yeah, it
wings.
gives you wings.
I think we're swinging at the prime again.
So should we give our out of 5 because we're gonna have to compare it to the other ones?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's
What's a 5?
Yeah, what's a
For
5?
everyone.
Five is could not be better. My favorite drink.
Favorite sports drink. Stay
Okay.
within the category.
Okay, sure.
I'll give it a
And what's 0? The worst in the category.
yeah, just the worst. Gross.
Sport drink.
Okay, well that's
I'll give it a 2.5.
I said it could not be worse. Is a
Jackson,
zero.
we got 4 more flavors that could potentially.
Yeah, I
be
guess I'll
worse.
give it
like
a.
could not be worse means like it's so bad that it's like repulsive.
Yeah, it's pretty close to that for me. I'll give it a 1.
Damn. I think you're gonna be disappointed by the future flavors. I'm gonna give it a 3.
I'll give it a 3.5.
Ooh,
These are
okay.
pretty good rankings.
Well, I would give like Gatorade and Powerade like a 4 or a 5. I quite like them.
Yeah,
so,
I'm giving
you know,
them a
it's-
5.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the
I don't really
tropical
drink
punch
sport
flavor might not be for me. I'd love to try an orange flavor.
In a week,
Maybe
mate.
next week.
Yeah.
Like with this,
Ooh.
I would take this home and finish it. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't let this go to
Oh,
waste.
I
It
wouldn't
doesn't
let that
bother
go to
me.
waste.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it
Alright.
does have that terrible flavor that means that you need more.
Morishly,
And
yeah.
like, I already feel my throat drying up.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I need to. There's something about the sugar or I don't know what it is. It just makes you feel like you
Yeah.
need more when you just do not.
Compared to water where you
I think
drink
that's
it
the
and then it's all
salt.
good.
Is it
Salt
the
is
salt?
moreish.
Yeah.
Salted, like you know how like salted peanuts are super moreish. It's
Yeah.
like
There's no salt in it. There's only 10 milligrams of sodium.
I mean there are that salt. Potassium is also a salt.
There is
Oh,
something
yeah.
in it where my brain's like, give me more.
Is that the
already.
marketing?
Maybe it's the potassium.
That's you watching
It's the
Adesanya.
marketing.
yeah, it's KSI. He's have more.
Do it.
Why do I feel like more?
And that was
our prime segment of the week.
No,
We'll look forward to
I
next
had
week.
a good name.
Oh,
Jordan. I
yeah,
was going
go-
to say prime time.
Ooh, and that
I
was
like prime
time.
segment of the week. It's better.
Mine
It's
gives a
the
few bit more
prime.
information.
So someone in the chat asked earlier in the Patreon, join the Patreon if you want to chat to us, how cold is it here in Australia? Today, for driving here, for the first time in my life, I had to scrape the ice off my windshield.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's so cold. It's probably the coldest morning I think we've like had that I remember because
Yep.
I've never had to do that before. And I got the little credit card out and had to scrape all the ice and it came off in like sheets off my windshield.
Like scrape.
Damn.
Yeah, like it didn't. I turned on the defogger, nothing happened, so I had to get out of the car and actually scrape it off. And everyone in like a cold country is like, "Yeah, so what?" But this is Australia we're talking about. We don't have to do this very
don't do
often.
that
Yeah, I think
shit.
that's
I think
happened to me
people
once
have,
ever.
People in the cold countries have ways of like melting the ice on their windshield.
Yeah,
Boiling
Or
water.
I think you can take water and you,
You
can
do
chuck
not
it
use
on.
boiling
I think you're meant to not do that. It'll crack something.
Yeah,
or
do
something.
not use
Okay,
boiling
well,
water.
don't do
Anyone
that.
out there, don't listen to Jordan's advice ever, but in this case, definitely.
The guy who's never done it's gonna tell you how to do it, guys.
Yeah, just throw boiling water on it.
No worries.
Jordan, you've not been to a different country outside of Bali, right? So nowhere like really cold like
No,
that.
never been anywhere.
Never
cold.
seen
I've never
snow.
seen snow.
Never seen snow,
Nah.
so he chucks out the old throw boiling water.
Could that save everything though?
What?
Boil, like you know, when you need to walk on a path, if you bring a kettle.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Oh,
In front
if
of
it's
you?
icy.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
that just make it incredibly slippery?
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
Well, then you need grip shoes. Anyway.
Well, what
I
are you
think-
achieving by doing
No,
this?
like you know, in countries where there's snow everywhere, and they need to shovel it out the way to clear the path.
Well, so you're gonna pour this. It's gonna melt it into, and then it's gonna freeze it again. So you're turning your snow into ice, which is slipperier
Yeah, that's
and
a good
harder to
point.
get rid of.
That's a good point, Peter.
I don't know about this one, Jordan.
I don't see snow, to be fair. Can't. And nothing I say will be held against me.
Someone says we
Yes, it
keep
will. That's not how society works.
You'd start with just a fact of you pour boiling water.
we keep an ice scraper / snow brush in the car for winter. That does the trick.
Now that I have a more normal human sleep schedule, I'm starting to understand why people like summer.
Oh, dude.
In terms of there's actually sun outside of work hours.
Yeah.
It all makes sense now.
And also, like, getting up in the morning when it's still dark is so grim.
Sucks.
It's
It
so
sucks.
bad.
I think lots of people like summer for lots of different reasons.
I've
Probably
transitioned
true.
from being a winter person to a summer person.
Congrats. Welcome.
I think I'm
Welcome.
transitioning.
Why would you ever be a winter person?
I like
It sucks.
I prefer getting warm than trying to cool down.
I also like going outside when it's cold and rainy
Yeah, so do I.
compared to when it's like hot and then you just can't go out and you got
Yeah.
to go back in and you get cancer.
I don't mind the rain
Yeah,
much.
that's a fair one, actually, Jordan.
That's a bit personal, though.
Personal.
Keep your personal life to yourself.
Yeah, Jordan, can we have an unbiased opinion here? You're being quite unreasonable here.
Anyways, what were you saying?
Oh, I don't mind the rain actually like hitting me, but it just stops you from doing so much stuff
Yeah.
that it's annoying.
Like what?
Well, filming
Oh,
for me at the
true.
moment, like I've had to work around the weather for a few videos lately,
That is
and
true.
it's just been really annoying. Also, like the backyard gets muddy, and then Ollie will run in it, and then come inside, and
shit.
yeah.
I find like outdoor sport to just be a miserable experience in winter sometimes. Like winter, you have the most beautiful days when they're good days, but they're so inconsistent. Like in summer, if I was playing a frisbee tournament during the day, it's going to be like 30, 40 degrees. It's going to suck every day in summer.
Yeah.
But in winter, you might just have the worst shit ever. It's like a storm and it's hailing and shit. And it's worse than...
Yeah.
The bad days are worse, but the good days are better. You know what I mean?
Outdoor sports, that's true. I was so happy when I started playing only indoor sports.
Yeah. It's like pouring with rain. You're just like, I'm bowling.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Does not matter. Yeah, it's pretty tough like that.
I'm a summer person now, I think. Just this winter is killed the man.
It's getting to you.
Yeah, it's got to me.
Got a bit of a summer bod.
Huh?
Can't wait to get it out, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, what's it called? Winter is the bulking season.
Yeah, yeah.
As you can tell,
Yeah.
I've been bulking.
Yeah, you're pretty large,
I'm pretty
bro.
bulked.
You know what Jackson mentioned on the podcast 1 or 2 weeks ago? Borat said
Yeah.
it held up. I've watched it since then.
Did it hold up?
Not as much as what I thought from what you said, but it was still good.
Yeah.
Maddie, I don't think had seen it before. So
What?
first time
I've never
watch for
seen
her.
it.
That's crazy. I feel like it's like one of the most popular movies of all time.
It was a bit of a
Yeah.
phenomenon at the time.
Yeah.
It was like sort of very like if you were in, you were in. Like you know, like
I'm
everyone
not in.
watched it and then they were just like very nice,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
at
yeah.
school.
That hasn't stopped. I still can't help but say that sometimes.
But I was. I was gonna say I was imagining you and the mankini.
For summer.
I wasn't imagining
You were
it.
gonna say that. Lucky you didn't. That would be embarrassing.
Yeah, I know, man. But when we were talking about your summer bod,
Yeah.
I know you're just very tall, and so is Borat.
Yeah.
You got a moustache, and so does Borat.
So it's fun. I'm Borat.
Now you know you're the mankini.
Someone wore that to like our book day in year 7, the mankini. I remember this so clearly. and
my
they got
God.
asked to change immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not appropriate.
Oh, it was so funny though.
Wait,
Where were their
what's
parents?
Book day?
I don't think they knew because book days you're supposed to dress up as someone from a book. So first of all, it's not even from a book. But then, they like, I don't know, wore a dressing gown or something and then just took it off. And they were like, I'm Borat.
What a legend.
And they were
Honestly,
like,
the
no, you're
confidence.
not. Yeah. Brilliant. So yeah, I
That
love
is
that movie.
brilliant.
It's stuck in my head for how much of a phenomenon it was. Everyone was saying very nice. Even if you hadn't
Except
seen
for
it.
me.
You were saying it.
My favorite one
Nah, I
is
didn't
This
say
is
it.
Cheese. That's probably my
This is
favorite
Cheese?
scene. Yeah, that's I don't do you remember it, Zach? He's going through the supermarket and he's like, "What is this?" That's cheese.
Oh, yeah.
What is this? Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
Oh, it's so good.
I wanted to watch it for my birthday.
What?
Mum said no.
Someone else's mum said no. Because a group of like boys coming over. And they're
Oh.
like, one of the parents were like, no, none of that. Because I think when it came out, I was in like year 6 or something.
Yeah, that'd be about right.
Year 5,
So
year
wait,
6.
did you have a party at your house? And then one of the parents of the other boys said you can't watch Borat.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I think it makes sense.
Yeah, what did did
Does
your
it?
parents put
Yeah,
out
because
a
it's like
little
if
memo?
you're going to send your kid over to someone's house and they're like a 9-year-old and it's like, we're all watching a Saw, by the way.
Yeah,
You'd
we're all going to
like,
be smoking marijuana.
Yeah, just
Are
put
you
it
in with
in
that or
someone
not?
else's house.
I
Hardcore
guess.
porn watch party for my son's 10th birthday.
But it's
You're
also
invited.
like it's also like the mum's job to be like,
Well, the option is either don't let them go or ask them to change it. So I
Yeah.
guess that it's probably the better option, right?
Oh, no, but I kind of was, I was like, yeah.
Was it revealed who it was?
I
Was
know
everyone
who it-
like?
I know
Was
who it
everyone
was.
like Timmy? Come on, man. We watched much
Yeah,
Borat.
I know who it
Did
was.
everyone know?
Did everyone? Oh, I don't know if everyone.
That's
knows.
important. 'cause
What did you
that's
watch
like-
instead? Was it really lame?
No, it was super good and I still watch it. Leno and Woodley.
What?
The thing I told you to watch that you clearly haven't watched. Leno and Woodley.
Oh, the TV show.
Yeah, it's so good.
I do want to watch that.
It's a classic. It's very childish though, in comparison to Borat, obviously.
Borat's pretty childish.
You wanna
Oh
know-
right, sorry, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
My
Yes.
bad experience in this realm was going to see Bruno, which was the one after Borat by the
Yep.
same guy. And it's
Yep.
about, what country is he from? He's like Swedish or
I
something.
think so.
And
Or
he's
like
a-
one of those forward-thinking European
And he's like a
countries.
gay prostitute from that is the character.
yeah, it's pretty out there.
Went to see that with my mum.
Oh wow.
Even
When
the
I was
first,
like 13 or 14 as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I was like, oh, this is the age where you see movies with your parents.
Yeah.
And that was not a good choice, that one. There's a part where his literal penis points to the screen and says his name with its like hole.
What the fuck?
It's like
You,
it goes. It's like the intro. It's his trailer for him, and it's like Bruno, and it's his dick saying that. And I'm just there with my
God.
mum.
What
That
did she
is
think
so
of that?
I remember
uncomfortable.
that. That's the only scene I remember from the movie because I remember being so uncomfortable, being like, "What the fuck?"
Isn't there like a really intense gay sex scene at the beginning?
Oh, I'm
as
sure
well?
there is. I
I can't
probably
believe you don't
blocked it
remember
out.
that.
What's
That's
the conversation after that? Like, you're walking out of the theater together, side by
Oh.
side.
My mum holds it together pretty well. I don't think we really talked about it.
You both
was
just sat in the
nice.
car in silence.
She would have said something. This is very my mum. Just be like, "That was interesting, wasn't it, Pete?" And I'm just like, "Yep."
Was that the last movie you went and saw with your mum?
It would make sense if it was. I think
um,
she saw Iron Man with me afterwards, so that was
yeah.
much better.
Yeah.
Iron Man is like, what's the iron part?
That's the man part about. That's a scary one.
I went to see. Do you guys remember Don't Mess with the Zohan?
Yeah,
Yes.
I
It was
saw
an
that
Adam
one.
Sandler
I want to
movie.
watch that. I feel like it's ridiculous enough to be like a timepiece.
Yeah,
Yeah,
potentially.
100%.
It was never like amazing, so like people don't really refer to it much now. But it was a movie that existed. It was quite raunchy as well. I think it was like M or MA rated. And I went to see that with my nana and granddad. And it was like me and my sister. And they were like, "Oh, should we go see a movie?" And we really wanted to see Don't Mess with the Zohan, so we made them like take us, even though it was M. They were like, "I don't know." And then there were a few crude references, and it was so bad. But then my granddad just fell asleep. So
So that was all good.
yeah,
You really notice how, like, inappropriate or whatever, like, movies or games are. Because I remember, like, I'd, like, play Grand Theft Auto all the time, and you're just playing it. And it's like, I was maybe, like, 11 or 12. But then just one time, my mum just, like, sits down to watch as I'm playing.
And you're killing a
And
prostitute.
then you start hearing every N-word, every F-word, every drug reference it gets amplified by 100. I'm sitting there like, oh shit. My mum's like, what's happening with that guy? It's like some crackhead in like a mission, like on a like chair, like freaking out. And I'm like, oh god, this is intense actually, isn't it?
This game's a bit much for me, Mum, right now. I'm going to turn it off.
But like, it just never clicks until like
Yeah, 100%.
your parents there or something.
It's quite something, isn't it? I get that when I'm hanging out with different groups of people and I just say something that I would normally say around you guys and I'm just like, oh, I forgot to turn off my stupid personality.
you do have a bit of an unhinged side to you that
Yeah.
doesn't come out too often.
Yeah,
but like
Yeah.
around the wrong crowd, it is not good.
Do you have an example? You can't remember.
Oh, I don't even know. It's maybe not even things that I would say on the podcast that I'm just
okay.
like, it's like, oh, what'd you do on the weekend? And I say something just unhinged and people are just like,
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
oh.
what
do you
did
guys,
you do on the weekend?
Oh, go on.
Nah, you go.
I was
Jack.
going to say, do you guys have different personalities for different people? Or is
Yes.
it sort of pretty similar?
Oh,
It's a classic like try not to, but end up doing
I think
it.
it's fine to.
Yeah.
I think
I
so.
find it hard to feel like I'm not annoying people at Frisbee
Okay.
because like I'm quite loud in this circle and I'm pretty comfortable and I know
yeah.
I think I know where I stand, but then I just know that this is a realization I had to come to is that You know when you see someone who's trying to be funny and they're not being funny and it's just really uncomfortable?
Yes.
It's like the worst thing someone can do in a social situation. You're just like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're embarrassing yourself and everyone knows it, and it's just like pain. I realize that there are people that definitely don't find me funny in these circles. You know, like they're really serious people and I'm not very serious and we just don't get along like that. So they probably think I'm really annoying. And I just have to be at peace with that. You know what I mean?
I kind of disagree. I think that you have like the confidence to not care that much what people think, whereas who you described is someone that really cares and is really trying to be like funny.
Maybe.
I feel like you just do what you find funny and you're like
Yeah, but
then,
I just know that it rubs some people up the wrong way. They're just the people who are really serious, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't seem to just
Fuck
get...
'em.
I'm not on the same page as really serious people.
Yeah, it's like some people like that are annoying, but I feel like you don't really remember at the end of the day anyway.
Yeah.
Who cares? Or at least I don't.
I
Do
don't
I?
think I even know any serious people.
Oh, really?
Dude's crazy. It's
Well, I don't
unbelievable.
I don't hang out with many people, do I?
True.
It's like you guys,
What
Smash
about
Scene,
people that like judo?
family.
or-
Nah, they're all very chill.
Oh, okay.
They're pretty funny.
You got to have a certain level of self-awareness to roll around the floor with Jordan.
Yeah. Oh, well,
With Jordan in particular?
Until you said Jordan. But it's just like, I think if you're in a situation where you're going to just get strangled and choked out, you got to have a bit of humility.
Yeah.
Because you never rock up and win. It's like going to a Smash tournament for the first time. Even like the buffest, strongest guys rock up. And then like, if someone's good, they just like kill them.
damn.
But you know, it's fun. Like there was this massive guy like holding me down yesterday, and I'm like completely fucked. This guy's like better than me and like 98 kilos of muscle, and I'm like, I've got no shot. But it's just like he was like holding me down, like on my back, about to strangle me, and I'm just like, I've got you now. And shit
I've
like
got
that.
you right on you. Just like about to get demolished.
So yeah, no, it's actually a very good crowd.
I like
the
that.
jiu-jitsu crowd.
That's great.
Did you guys see my tweet though on how like the difference between the Japanese Smash channel and the English?
Yeah, the
Smash
competitive
channel?
Oh, your one?
Yeah, it's so interesting. Because I uploaded a few videos to a Japanese Poppt1 channel that are
Yeah.
translated.
Do you still get all your videos translated?
Not all of them. I've just done it for a few, but it was interesting because all the mod videos and kind of creative casual videos tank so hard. They do so shit. So I stopped uploading, and then I recently did a video on MKLeo and Shoot On. And like a more competitive video that did like all right on my channel. I think at the moment it's like on 60,000 views. I was like, you know what? Japanese people might be more interested in this one. I upload it, and in 2 days it's like 77,000 views. And I'm like, what the fuck? I started talking to my translator, and he's like, yeah, they kind of care just about competitive and like the top players and stuff.
I think also like the ones that have done really well are the ones where you've mentioned Japan
That
in the
as
title
well,
and
that as
thumbnail,
well.
and it's like very based on a Japanese player. Because like I don't know about you guys, have you ever watched like a Australia or WA video because we're from there?
Yeah.
And it's like it was like, you know, the Australian states ranked. And I was like, oh, I wonder where my state is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, and then
yeah.
we were first, by the way. Just to let you guys know, we won.
Ooh.
Shit.
So
Dude,
and then
it's kind of like such bait, but everyone that's from there like feeds
Exactly.
into it. Anyway.
Yeah.
it's like a guilty pleasure. There was one. It was like, and it was it was a channel that talks about fucking public transport systems of different places, and it was like, what makes Perth's public transport unique? And I was like, I want to know that.
I've noticed advertisements
It
really click in on that because I've started getting, you know, on Facebook, you can do targeted ads to like different suburbs.
Yeah.
And so I get these real estate ads that are like, oh, in this area, special discount. But obviously they've done targeted ads for each like suburb.
Oh, yeah.
And then have just done that as like their advertising campaign.
Residents from here, special deal for you, and you show it to those people.
Yeah,
and-
exactly.
Yeah, but I think that's a good point. Like, if you have a video based on Japanese stuff, definitely get it in there because it's like people love clicking on stuff about where they're from.
Although this MKLeo video, it doesn't mention anything about the Japanese or
really?
Shoot On in the title and thumbnail.
Cool.
But yeah, like, because the other one that's done really successful is the Japan versus Mexico.
Yeah, I saw
Crew
that.
battle,
That's what
yeah.
I was basing that off.
Yeah.
But also, like, it'll help your watch time if it's someone they're interested in and
Yeah,
stuff too. So
exactly.
it all feeds into it.
Should we move on to these poo stories, or do we have something
I have
else?
something else we could talk
Brilliant.
about.
Anything.
Brilliant.
We don't
Anything
wanna-
else.
Yeah.
The poo.
Have you guys
Oh,
heard
okay.
of... No.
Make sure to stick around to the end of the pod for Jordan's 2 poo stories.
Anyways, what were we talking about?
Have you guys heard of Inside the Actors Studio? It's a
I
TV
have
show
not.
where they
No.
bring in and they interview actors.
Nah.
And there's 10 questions they ask every
In
actor.
their studio?
Yes.
Oh,
and I'd like to ask them to Jordan.
Not everyone.
Right.
Yeah,
We'll just
we get
rip
any?
through them. Well,
No.
you guys chime in
Okay.
if you want to
All right.
answer them, but
Let
I
Jordan
think
let Jordan have his moment.
I just want to get inside the mind of Jordan. What makes him tick?
Not inside the pants. Am
No.
I right?
There's poo. All right. What is your favourite word, Jordan?
I don't have. Should I just think of one?
As I wrote this down, I realised this would be like pulling teeth, and Peter's going to hate it. So stick with
Who
us.
has a favourite word?
Jordan, we had this conversation last week. Stop
And just think of one.
Yeah.
Answer the question.
How about you guys have a discussion
Nah, but
about
I
what
don't
yours
have a
are?
favorite fucking word.
Yeah, but if I asked you, you'd be like,
You probably
if
be
I
like,
had to pick one, I'd pick this. You don't
Yeah.
just go, nah.
Okay.
nah, who has a favourite word?
I've never thought about it before.
What a question.
No, I think that is a shit question.
Yeah,
I
thank
want
No,
you.
but they're
Jordan's
supposed to
side.
make you think about
You're meant to
things.
stop and think.
Oh, okay, so
You're not meant to have a pre-prepared answer for this.
Yeah.
so right, these are ones
And you talk us through what you think.
that make you. Okay,
It's
so
sort
the
of
questions are designed to.
Favourite
to make you
word.
to make you think, and you talk through why it's your favourite word.
Okay.
My mother used to say button to me, and I liked that.
No, she didn't.
No, I know.
Okay, sorry. Maybe allure.
Allure.
Oh,
Allure.
that's fucking brilliant.
It's a bit of a.
That's a good
you get-
word.
it's fun to say a bit.
Allure, and it
It
to me
also
it
could
sounds
be
like
one
it.
word or two words, like a lure or allure.
Ooh, bonus
Oh.
The
feature.
word's pretty alluring.
Allure.
It's got any other features?
Nah, it's more so on how you get to say it.
I think it sounds like what it is a bit to me.
Nah.
Okay,
Sorry,
that's all
I
right.
cut you off. Didn't yes and? Yeah, it does. Allure. How can it sound like
I
a
think-
thing?
Huh? Like a bark sounds like a bark, but allure.
Well, that's
it
because
has
that's
that.
onomatopoeia, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, but it has that feeling to it to me.
Allure.
A word can
Allure.
like feel like some things can be like
Yeah, that's
quick
true.
and sharp, and some things can be like some things roll off the tongue, and some things get stuck in
I
your
have
mouth.
noticed every slur has a double G.
Give us some examples.
Such as.
Or like a hard G.
Yeah,
Like a.
that's really
That one.
funny.
Can I
Give us
say?
some examples.
Can I say like what's it? Is it a bigot a bad thing?
No, that's only a single G as well.
No, but that's a hard G.
a bigot is a bad thing? Yeah.
it's not a
bigot.
slur though.
No, it's almost the opposite.
Oh, is it?
It's
No.
something that people would call people out who use slurs as. So it's like a slur for slur
Yeah,
users.
so it's still a bit of a slur. That's why it's not a double G. It's like
Well,
a
it's
half
like how
slur.
Elon Musk was saying cisgender is a slur on Twitter the other day. It's like
He said
it's,
cisgender was
it's,
okay.
it's because like, you know, it's not a slur, but then people will use it to invalidate some people's opinions, so it could be seen as a slur.
Oh.
It's like how you could say white is a slur. It's like, no, it's not. But some people will say, hey, you're a white man, that your opinion doesn't count.
Yeah, sure.
So it could, in that context, it's a
becomes-
slur.
Yeah.
Does that make
Technically.
sense?
Shut up, whitey.
So in that context, exactly, you get it.
Where's the
sounds
G
like a
though?
slur.
Where's,
Where's
the
the
G?
hard G?
I don't think it's one because there's never a hard G.
Yeah, it doesn't sound as
That's
bad.
the rule, is it?
I think maybe just a hard consonant. Because then you have the C word. That's a very like.
And at the end.
Yeah.
Anyone know what C word we're talking about?
You can fill in the blanks. So why allure? You just like it.
Yeah.
I like that long L sound.
Allure.
Allure. You know.
Yeah, it's
I think
nice
it
to
sounds
say.
like what it's doing. Like crisp isn't an onomatopoeia, but it sounds crisp.
That P sound at the end. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like you're
Pop.
eating it.
Allure's like allure.
It makes you realize why that word is that word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Good choice.
Wow.
Good call with that one, I say.
Yeah.
Why
Good-
did they make?
good answer.
Why did they make some words that aren't like that?
Yeah, they need to update them, don't
That
they?
are like longer.
Like what?
Oh, it's hard to think of on.
You know,
the spot.
moist doesn't really achieve its, moist.
Oh, I think it does.
What's with that, like, that,
It has-
what's with that crispy tea at the end?
No, but it has that. You have too much saliva in your mouth when you say moist.
Yeah, but what if it was moil?
Yeah, that's way
That's
more.
That's better.
Moil.
Maybe
You've
they
done
have
better.
thought
You
of
maybe
this.
you're right.
I'm trying to think of a word that doesn't
Moim.
match, but then like think of
They
like
probably all match to an extent in your head.
sloshing
your head.
around.
Slosh.
Slosh is a good
Great
word.
word.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is that an onomatopoeia though?
Slosh might be my favorite word, actually. I've just
Do you have one, Peter, off the top of your head?
Favorite word?
Yeah, we're all doing this now. I've decided.
I like sonda.
Sonda.
What is a sonda?
It's like a word for understanding that everyone around you has a life just as complex as your own. You never understand it.
Sonda.
So, like, as you walk down the street, you're like, man, everyone here has got. There's just like an unlimited number of stories.
And
to
is
tell.
that-
yeah, that fucks
Yeah.
me up.
Does that
And
mean
yes.
you're sondering or to sonder? How does the
it's
word
the
work?
feeling of sonda.
So use it in a sentence.
I felt a great feeling of sonda as I walked down the street. I think
Yeah, okay.
it's my favorite word because it's cool, not because I use it very often.
Yeah.
That's
I like
a cool
that
word.
though. Mine. Oh, I really want to take a lure off you, but I'm not going to do that.
It's a good word.
If you want one,
I'm going with-
set is another good one.
I like crisp. Sorry.
Crisp is a good one.
Crisp is good.
Okay, Jordan. What is your least favorite word?
That's not the question, is it really?
Is it
Oh.
actually my least favorite word? I can't say it.
Great.
Is it a slur?
Yeah, well, that'd probably
Alright,
be my
let's
least
good
favorite.
save
not,
answer.
not include slurs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's cheating.
Moist isn't up there for you. That'd be a lot of. Do you reckon that's like 50% of?
I have
think
no
moist is a
problem with
fine
moist.
word.
Just people
moist.
do though.
It's
fun to say.
bandwagoning.
It would be a word that's
it's-
annoying to say.
I think it started in How I Met Your Mother. They first were making
Yeah,
jokes
sure.
about the word moist.
Moist.
And then, like, that was high school experience for a lot of people our age.
Yeah.
So a lot of people just are like, ew, moist. That word, I hate that.
It
Oh,
grosses me out.
It hurts my ears.
You can see me
It's
and
like,
Zach were
shut
hanging
up.
around with the same people at school.
yeah. I didn't have this experience as
Oh,
much.
really?
Oh yeah, maybe it was just our group.
It's just people with no personality.
But
You know
moist.
people who they watch a show and then that becomes their personality.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, come on.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I can't think. I think I like most words.
You're okay with all words.
You maybe the ones with too many S's and because I have a bit of a list.
What about Worcestershire? How do you say it?
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
That's I hate that word now.
What
is that?
about-
Worcestershire?
Let me show you how it's spelled.
Massachusetts. Can you say Massachusetts?
Massachusetts. Oh shit.
Isn't Worcestershire spelled
Massachusetts?
Worcester?
Yeah.
But it makes no sense.
Worcester sauce.
Yeah, but it's Worcestershire.
Yeah.
Worcestershire. I always
Read
thought
that
it was-
out phonetically. Try and if we hadn't told you what it was, how would you
I've
try and
heard
read
this
that?
word though.
Oh, okay.
People say it like Worcester.
Worcestershire.
Oh wait, no, Worcestershire.
It's so
Yeah.
cool.
This is a treat for the audio listeners. Worcester.
Can we go on to the next question?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a least favorite word?
I just said Worcestershire.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, Jordan, next question. What turns you on?
Women, Holly.
That sounded
Good
like
answer.
the least confident women.
Gun against the head.
Men. I mean, women.
What else should it be?
Do you guys
I
ever
don't
get
know.
it where you're like so nervous that you'll say something that you don't even like agree with?
Yeah.
Like if Jordan was
Like women.
like put on the spot and he's like
Elephants.
men, and then he's like, why didn't I say that?
Yeah,
I do that all the time. And I'll start having to explain myself about an answer I'm not even that into, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah.
You don't even stand by something, but you said it, and you're like, oh, now I got to back it
So I
up.
was like, tell me more about that. You're like, that's really all I had.
Say it really confidently and then
Yeah.
expect no follow up questions. Yeah.
What turns me on? Chat. I like chat.
Like GPT?
Yes.
No,
Nice.
like
I love
the
that thing.
dirty.
No,
Dirty
just no,
talk.
not dirty talk. Just
intellectual.
talking to people. Just
Oh,
having a
turns
chat
you
with
on.
people. Yeah, not turns me on necessarily like I'm horny, but I like that. It,
So,
it gets me going.
Am I giving you like a lift home one day? We're having a chat, and you're just rocking a boner.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
The question really sounded like it was sexual, and now
Yeah,
you've said
I
it's
thought it
I
not.
don't
was
think it's
sexual.
sexual.
I think people would say things along the lines like, a nice strawberry, shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
Gets you horny.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't mean literally have a raging hard penis. It just means like,
Well, I was envisioning The Sims. Turn-ons, turn-ons.
yeah, true. I think it's not sexual. That's at least how I interpret it.
is that how you think about humans? Just through The Sims?
Yes,
I
definitely.
think it should be more that way.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
I
why
think-
he wanted the things on top of our head because that's what
Yeah.
happened in The Sims.
Have you ever been outside Jordan's bedroom with him and Holly? They're like, oh, you're
Woohooing.
So what are you going with? Non-sexual.
Non-sexual turn-on that inspires me in
yeah,
life.
something like that gets you just going creatively. Let's say.
Maybe just a good storyteller.
God.
I like that.
So yourself.
No, my mum. My mum's a good storyteller.
Your mum turns you on.
Okay, well you've
Can
walked
we
yourself
move
into
on?
it.
I did not put that together.
Thanks for watching the pod, Poppt1, Mum, by the way.
Next question.
Do you guys have anything?
This next question could not come fast enough for
Yeah,
Jordan.
I-
I think we should just.
I don't want to say anything after watching Jordan speak.
Yeah.
I think I'll pass.
Not sexual. Then we've got to anyway with the sexual. The next one's what turns you off.
But not sexually.
Ben, my mother.
Anyone except for Holly.
What about this, Jordan? Like, have you heard of the ick?
Yeah,
the
what gives
ick.
you the ick?
Yeah, like just in people, what would give you the ick?
Not
Maybe-
sexually, just with people. Like if you're like going to spend time with someone, what's like?
I feel like we should think of it too.
Yeah,
it feels
this is a
bad
bit
to put
unfair.
Jordan on the
Okay,
spot
okay.
every time.
So if it's like a person I just wouldn't want to hang out with after I've seen this.
I think for me, it's
in
like
them.
completely self-absorbed, not interested
Yeah.
in having a chat about anything but themselves.
yeah, that's a chill one.
For me,
Thanks.
it's like that, but it's. Did you say self-absorbed?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the lack of self-awareness.
Yeah,
That's a
sure.
big. I
Like
was
if
gonna say
someone
that.
is being self-absorbed and they don't even realize it,
Yeah, so if they're being self-absorbed but they're aware of it, it doesn't bother you as much.
it's not as bad.
Yeah, I think that's
but like
true.
people can even not be that self-absorbed, but they're just like not aware that like no one is fucking like listening to what no one cares.
Well, it's
about.
like,
Oh,
you know when Jordan comes to us with like a question of the week, he's like, he knows this is a bit of a silly question. You could have Googled it. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
some people will just say things like that thinking they're like a philosopher for saying that. They're like, I had the best thought the other day. Like, it was the craziest thought.
Yeah.
Where does milk come from?
Yeah.
And you're like, shut the fuck up. Like, it's so, like, you're like, that's a lack of self awareness in this context, I think.
I like that.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say, yeah, people who say just the dumbest shit and think it's really smart. Maybe I do this.
I think you do it, and then you're also like, and I'm always correct or something. Like,
Yeah.
it obviously has
Yeah,
some self-awareness
you
about
are
it.
self-aware.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's like if you weren't self-aware and you were fully confident all your animal facts were like real and you were trying to be educational to
Yeah.
everyone.
True that.
Sometimes you are, but then, you know, sometimes you're
Sometimes you just got
having
to
a swing.
take an L in the
You're not,
comments and then
no
learn.
one's perfect either.
Yeah.
So what are you
Yeah.
going with, Jordan? We've got some good ones there.
I don't know. Maybe just someone who's extremely negative. Just
good.
like
Good
That's a
call.
very good one.
Yeah, like it. Like what's the where, like everything sucks.
Pessimist.
Yeah, just
I think
something
some
like
people
that.
are just like a huge energy sap on a situation or a conversation by being like that.
Yeah,
Because like
yeah.
just it's just like there's nothing, everything just has a bad spin. You're like, where do I go from here?
That's a really good. That actually might be mine.
But
That's
I
a good
feel like
answer.
all
That's
of this
incredible.
is like fine.
Huh?
Like you could just like it's not like a definitive trait.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, you
people
can have a
are
bad day.
fluid.
You can have a bad
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, I think it's just people that, like, I definitely agree with that are just every time you're like,
Yeah, or like how could this happen to me in my
Yeah.
life?
I
Yeah.
think you just notice when you like interact with someone that's really positive.
yeah.
And then like that experience being really good, if you have friends that are negative and then you like go back to them, you're like, oh, this sucks.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you know people.
It's hard. It's hard to be around them, and that's not a good thing to have. You know what I mean?
But is this the complete other way too much for you guys? When someo's too positive and it's just
Nah.
overwhelming?
I don't
actually
think
like
so.
that.
Yeah, so
I
do
think
I.
it's
But I think some
impressive.
people find that a lot.
Maybe the negative people.
Yeah, the negative.
You're probably right.
But if you find someone that's like overly positive as like a lot, how are you going to bring them down? They're too positive.
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing you can do, and they're
How
having
you
a
gonna
great
bring 'em
time.
down?
That's probably
so
what
it just
frustrates
ends
them.
up. It just ends up like you become frustrated. So why don't you join them?
Yeah, just be happy.
And the world will be as one.
Yeah, I definitely, Jordan, you've hit the nail. You've nailed it.
Oh, unbelible.
Well done, Jordan. We'll go one more of these questions.
No, wait, you said there was 10.
You want to
this
keep
is
going?
good.
You guys
Yeah,
are like,
yeah,
oh,
it's
no
fun.
worries. What sounds or noise do you love? For me, I love the dull noise of a fan. I love that.
Are we keeping it non-sexual again?
What
Yeah,
is with you, Jordan?
The sound of your mum moaning. Yeah, all right, Jordan.
I like when Holly talks.
I don't like hearing men talk though.
On a podcast with 3 other men.
That's why your headphones don't work all the time.
John's unplugging it in the back.
So what sounds do I love?
Yeah. Someone says rain in the chat. That's a very good answer.
Rain is a really good one.
You know what
yeah, I
fact
like
I
a
heard?
good thunderstorm, a good rain.
Rain in movies is always just sizzling bacon.
Always.
Yeah, the sound effect.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. The Foley is very interesting.
Fun fact. I love Foley.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I like rain. I like thunderstorms. Chimps. You know how I was saying when
You
chimps
do
get
like,
excited?
that made me laugh when I listened to that again.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You like the sound of chimps?
Yeah,
When
it
they get
gets him going.
excited. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan
Because
responded
it's like
to
a
that.
primal version of us.
Jordan, we said not sexual.
And they and they just because chimps are like expressing themselves with the pure emotion, you know. So I
yeah, it's like
it.
happy. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, it's
Sad.
like there's no actual words describing it. It's just they're letting out the emotion.
Yeah.
So I like
It's the
chimps.
rawest form of expression.
Yeah, yeah.
That's deep.
I like that. That's a good answer. Jordan, you're on fire now.
I've brought it around.
You guys?
I like the waves crashing gently, like, you know, like not like huge waves, but very gentle.
Like late night being at the beach.
And it's like dead quiet and it's not too
Excellent
rough
choice.
at all. And it's like just gently washing up and
Very
back.
nice.
Next question.
Next question.
What's your favorite curse word? And bleep it out.
Nothing with
My
2 G's,
favourite-
please.
My favorite curse word.
Yeah, mine's definitely the F-bomb. I'm big on the F-bomb.
I might agree.
Yeah, that's kind of just a classic, isn't it?
A well-timed F-bomb is always funny.
Yeah, mine's that.
Also,
All right,
I'm
mine
thinking
was going
about-
to be the F word too.
I'm
so
thinking about
let's see.
shit instead.
Doesn't have enough power.
Yeah, you're right. That one's
I
an
think
easy one.
the F-bomb is so good because it's so versatile. And you can really put some flavor into it with your delivery.
You're right.
Like, you know, like you can have the, what the, or like, pissed. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Or
like,
yeah.
But it gets
Wait,
spammed
we
enough
can
that it's
say
kind
it,
of funny.
I don't really want to just
Yeah.
drop 10 in a row in
I'll
case
bleep
anyone's
it.
watching.
I'll bleep it.
I'm good.
The C-bomb, though, that's a good one.
C-bomb's great.
Yeah, that's for Australians only.
But you can't use it in YouTube. So
I
it's
never
like,
use it, but it's just because it holds its power.
Use it one a year, and when you pull it out.
Yeah,
watch
like
out.
it's a big one.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt? Let's say you can't pick teaching.
Psychology.
Yeah?
I feel like that'd be so
Wow.
interesting.
What, being a therapist or...
He's definitely a fucking experiment.
I just want to learn. What do the people think?
That was a great use of the F-bomb.
Thanks, man.
That
See,
was
it's
it.
versatile.
It worked instantly. Instant payoff.
I don't know.
Great.
Maybe. It's a
What?
tough
Sorry.
one.
What in terms of psychology?
Well, the easiest one would just be a psychologist YouTuber. But other than that,
Yeah.
what would be better? The sports psychology or therapy?
You would want to do therapy? That sounds so
That's
stressful
clinical
to me.
psychologist.
I think
There's
you'd
a
like
difference.
sports psychology.
Sports psychology,
I
maybe.
think that'd really be a good like mix for you. Like thinking like, you know, the mentality behind people that want
Yeah.
to win and that. Like,
Thinking like a winner.
but it
There's
also
a-
doesn't seem as helpful.
So there's clinical of people who is like a doctor. You know what I mean? Like you're working with patients.
Yeah.
And then there's like people who do experiments. You know what I mean? And research, and that'd not be a clinical psychologist.
Ah,
So like, if you just want to
interesting.
like find things out and then write papers,
Do you like finding things out?
Nah, but I don't like
what
writing
about-
papers.
You
nah,
pay
but like,
someone to
what
do
what
that.
sort of experiment would you want to do? That's it. That's an
You can't do
interesting-
them anymore,
Ooh.
can you?
I feel like
Yeah.
we've-
You can do them on mice.
Yeah. No, on
no, you
people.
can do psychology.
nice
they
ones.
just need to be cleared on
Yes,
ethics.
Yeah.
nice ones.
I do. Does anyone else find the crazy ones more interesting?
Yeah, well, you
Of
learn more,
course.
you learn more from it, but you shouldn't do it.
What would
Yeah.
you do if you were allowed to do any experiment? You're
Well, I
allowed to
can't
do
say.
crazy
No,
one.
no, we're not. You're
No,
not allowed to
but-
say that.
Jordan's dissecting you, Cogger.
Have you guys seen the one with the teacher with the blue eyes, brown eyes?
Nope.
Oh, that one's so good. There's an experiment a teacher did that's like super unethical now, but she just got her class to be like, all the kids with blue eyes suck. Studies have come in, blue eyes, they're not allowed to they have to stay in 10 minutes before they go to lunch. They're like worse at tests and it's for the week.
So she segregated the school.
So you
She
basically created racism
Her
again.
yeah, she created racism like in her classroom.
Right.
And it was so interesting. The kids started picking on those kids. Those kids started doing worse in their just tests
Yep.
and stuff because they probably felt shit about themselves. And then just like the next week, she flips it around to because they're like grade 3 or 4.
So you don't really know.
You don't like.
It doesn't stick with them, you know what I mean?
So then she switches it around to brown-eyed people now suck. Brown-eyed people, you got to stay in
Studies
for
are in.
what? Yeah.
Yep.
And then they all start doing shit. They start feeling bad about
Oh
themselves.
man, and they would cop it worse too because the blue-eyed people have been made fun of, and then
Yeah,
now they
they're
get
ready
their
now.
revenge.
And then it's like, then she summed it up like, oh, how did you guys feel about when you were that and that? And kind of. But it's super interesting.
That's an excellent
But it's kind of unethical.
Have you heard about the Stanford prison experiment?
Yeah, the one where they shock the people. Is that one?
You give
No.
power to the inmates.
It's
isn't it?
similar to that.
okay, yeah.
Where it's like some of the students were made to be the wardens and some of them
Yes,
were
I've
prisoners.
heard about that
and they
as
started
well.
just being horrible to each other. Like,
Yeah.
in like days.
Yeah.
They started just being inhumane when it's so crazy.
Because
but
you
they
could.
can't. That's the classic one where people are like, man, this is not okay.
You'll never guess what the next question is.
What
What
would
profession would you not like to do?
I don't know. A poo eater.
It's not a profession.
Professional poo eater.
Profession
I
for
guess
dung
I'm
I'm
beetles.
going to Google it right now.
I'm still amateur. I'm gonna make the
There would be too
professional
many
circuit.
health and safety concerns with that. Surely that's not a
I've been
job.
doing it as a hobby for a while.
Yeah.
I'd really like to
Start
make
earning cash
a
off this.
career.
I'm not pro yet. I'm just a hobbyist.
Mine is probably teacher.
Really?
I would hate.
I
to
could do that.
Shit.
I think I'd enjoy being a teacher. Mine's just something like really repetitive and like numbery,
boring
like
job.
accountant, I imagine.
Yeah.
But they get a lot of flack as just like everyone uses them as a boring job.
I'm sure accountant isn't as boring as so many other
No, I
things.
say the word would be like, I don't know, a lithium miner. You just got to like...
Yeah,
Yeah.
that does sound pretty
like
bad.
a Congolese
Yeah.
cobalt mine.
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
just-
I probably actually picked that. You're
Yeah,
right.
and you just like got to die.
Yeah.
And then you just mine all day.
All right, last question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've done well, Jordan.
Grand
We've
finale.
learned. Have you guys learned a lot about Jordan? I have.
I think they're interesting questions too.
I've learned a lot about all of us.
And I think John's done a
Yes.
great job of thinking about it instead
Jordan,
of just saying, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. You taught him. He learned a lesson.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone's learned
starting
something
to
this
see the value in this.
Yeah, it is worth thinking of something instead of just being like, I don't know.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
What?
Glad you're here.
You wouldn't want to hear like you did the right thing in your life or anything like that.
I guess it doesn't really matter. You're already dead.
True.
I wouldn't
So you
care.
don't really
Leave
care
it in the
what's-
past.
You don't care what he says.
The past in the past.
He's just like you here. Let's have
glad
party.
I'm here. Because if he was like, fucking
Jordan
hell.
Ridley.
Then you've got bad stuff coming in the future, you know? He's going to
you
get
do
you
not
everywhere
want to
he
hear him
comes.
saying, that name's not on the list. You're gonna have to send you down the street, buddy.
You're at the wrong gates, dude.
Took a wrong turn somewhere.
Go back to admissions.
Angels, take him away.
Angels.
That's what you say instead of security when you're in heaven.
Gabriel, get over here.
That's excellent. I love someone went to heaven. Their job is security.
They're angels.
Should
Yeah.
have jobs in heaven.
Yeah, I'd want to hear it's time. You've done everything. You can just chill out. No, nothing's
Wouldn't you get
nothing to worry
bored?
about.
I'd get bored.
No,
That would suck.
perpetual chill.
Perpetual.
He is
forever
the chill.
chill.
Sounds
guy.
boring.
Nah.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's what you don't want to hear.
I would want to
I
hear.
guess that's what monks do.
There's YouTube in heaven.
Yeah, why don't you become a monk, Jackson? Then you can chill all the time in this life.
Nah, not this life.
No, it's
Jackson,
too
I hate
boring.
to give you a spoiler, but there might not be another one.
Well, what?
Another life.
Yeah, probably.
Heaven's not confirmed.
That's why
Why
I
don't
don't
you
really.
want to become a monk?
Heaven DLC
'Cause-
for life not confirmed.
Why would I want to become a monk?
Because
'Cause
you,
then
you
you could
just
be
said you wanted
chill.
to do that forever. So I thought you want to get a head start.
Yeah, but once I know that you live for eternity, I'm happy to do that. But
Oh,
when you only
right.
live for, let's say, 100 years, I don't want to do that.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I thought it'd be the other way around.
What?
Because if you imagine if you're a monk, but then it's forever, and you're like, shit.
Yeah, you got to be
But you can
100.
just change in heaven if you're like, oh, I'm a bit bored of that now. I'll
Oh,
try this
yeah.
out.
Yeah, the monks are funny.
Yeah,
I think I would want them to say that like my life meant something,
that's good.
or even better if they can like show me.
Yeah, what if you got a highlight reel?
That would be good.
And he was
Maybe.
like, here's the best of Zack Trehard.
And there's an
and it's
audience.
just like you as a kid doing like a good thing and then like it's scrolling through and then it plays like a replay of someone you said something to and they went, oh, and they went home and made a change. You got
Yeah.
to see their perspective.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, yes. Yeah, there's like someone watching your video and smiling
Dude,
and then
God's-
like
yeah, God's
stepping
laughing.
off the ledge of a fucking skyscraper. You're like, yes.
Yeah, like that's sort of what I was thinking, like how you affect others.
That's a good one.
Like,
That is
because
good.
you see all the time, like we make YouTube videos. Clearly, I think people enjoy them, but you never see that.
we definitely do make a difference. And when someone says it in a comment, it doesn't feel like you know them. So it's harder to take it seriously.
Yeah, in the least like self-sucking way. Like, there's got to be something good happening.
yeah, well, you.
But then
I see a lot of comments like that saying like I was having a really bad time and these
Yeah,
videos are
same.
important to me and I'm like, damn, that is really nice, but it doesn't impact you as much as if you could really know them or be there.
Yeah.
If God
That's
could
true.
just give you a quick like flash of like how much you've done and make you feel like your life has been like a good contribution,
you get like stats.
Then,
You've
yeah,
improved
that-
people's lives 28%.
that is. You guys can get a head start on it. Comment below. Tell us all how
Be-
we've
be
affected
God.
the world in a positive or negative way.
What
Not
if you just got a
negative,
full-on
please.
stats rundown of your life and it's like times pooed, like
Time spent scrolling on
girls
phone.
kissed, it's a whole bunch of things that
You
are
get
just
those
like
after like a game of chess.
yeah, exactly. It's like a
oh.
video
Yeah, if it was
game
like that.
rundown.
Blunders.
Blunders, you fucked up here.
You shouldn't have done that
You
shit,
shouldn't
dude.
have done that.
That was a big bad call.
You know what?
Imagine if you could see the fucking like eval meter. evaluation
Of your
like,
life?
Yeah, whether you're like in a good or like bad position, and you're like, oh, good, and then you like massive.
Yeah, when you were
blunder.
mean to that person, that really fucked that person's life up.
Oh, like you say something a bit out of pocket to someone,
Yeah.
you're like, you kind of
Even the
walked it
cashier,
off.
just like, they're like, do you want a receipt? And you just don't reply. And they're like, oh, no.
I knew my life didn't matter.
Yeah.
oh shit,
And that turns up at the end on the eval bar.
that would be grim.
Maybe I don't want this eval bar.
Yeah,
Dude, that'd be like
so-
bonus stars in Mario Party. You don't know what's gonna fuck you up. You just know there's something coming.
Oh god,
It's like you realize there's like extra points, and it's like I don't know, like Uber drivers asked how their day's been so far, and it's just like the bonus stuff of that.
Imagine you're there with 4 other people, and it's like giving out bonus stars, and the other 3 go to hell.
Also, the person with the most stars gets in.
It's like you got the most
because
karma
they can only
points.
fit so many in heaven. They're like, okay, 2 of you going to hell, 2 to heaven.
The best thing about it is how random the bonus stars are.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good deeds that are like very niche.
Yeah.
And it's like if you get that on random with the bonus star, like
Yeah, it's
today's
like-
bonus stars, how many lizards in the wild you've saved.
Yeah.
And there's this environmental guy that's like, yes, that's me for sure.
And there's like how many 5-star reviews on Yelp you left for a nice stay. It's like what?
I love the meaningless ones. That's so funny.
And then it's
good.
like they actually matter, and they just choose a handful of them as bonus stars.
Is it time
yeah,
for
I
poo
think we're
stories?
gonna round it out with a couple poo
All right.
stories.
Can't win them all.
Yeah, first one, I'll say the first one's not much of a big one. Second one's a bit of a banger.
Just a little shard of a story.
Second
Are we
one's a
dividing
banger.
these up with a little story between? Or are we
Of
just
course,
going,
the number 2 is the better story.
makes sense.
The first one was just, it happened again. Like, what happened to me in high school?
What happened again?
Well, I was just sitting there on the computer doing some editing. Suddenly, warmth.
What? You shat your pants?
I did. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
Why? This is the not main story. This is the B plot.
But it just,
Well, at least he was at home.
there was no tell. It was, it was literally no tell. It was,
Without warning.
it was extremely lucky because it was after Underdogs.
So
And so
lucky.
I'd got home.
Oh,
and
thank
then,
God it wasn't here. Imagine it was here on the podcast.
Imagine, I'm thinking, now it's got me thinking it could just come
what
right
happened
now.
that day? Did you have a coffee or what?
I can't remember.
No
I don't-
warning.
There was literally
Was
no
it
warning.
an attempted fart?
Nothing.
What?
So maybe I've got an issue that I should get checked out. But I was just sitting
Yes.
there, and it was just warmth, and then it was just a little shit stain, and it's like
I don't think
it
I
was-
can handle
it
this.
was like you know a movie.
I don't know. What's number 2?
It was like
You know, like a movie. What do you mean?
like you know, and it's like it seems like ridiculous. Like oh, you can see it on the outside of their pants.
Yeah.
that happened.
Jordan, I don't want number 2. I feel
Dude,
sick.
I'm like the person who stops the poo stories and then enjoys it the most.
yeah.
Wait, so it got on your chair then, too?
No, luckily it didn't somehow.
How you know? It got on
Maybe
the outside
some
of your
did.
pants.
Yeah, maybe some did.
Oh, I can't wait to go to your house.
Shit. Anyways, number 2.
No, I don't know.
I
Or
like
should we
how
move on?
Do we vote?
when people tell these stories, they usually give a bunch of backstory to justify what they've done.
There was
Zero
They're
votes.
like,
It just
oh
happened.
man, like I was sick. I had
Yeah.
3 coffees. I had some dried apricots. I was sitting down. I wasn't quite feeling my. You're just like, no, I was just there, and there was no warning.
There was no
It's so
warning.
much worse.
I know.
Exactly, that's
You
scary.
are Poppt1.
I respect the honesty.
But I did have a coffee the day before, a small coffee.
That won't do it.
Surely that
the
couldn't have been
coffee
it.
effect is like within like an hour or 2.
Yeah,
I mean,
don't-
the thing
no
with
tell.
like respecting the honesty is just like it's clearly not a regular occurrence for Jordan. He's like, this is so fucking weird. Could happen to anyone.
It could.
Just like comfortable saying it.
Are you going to go to the doctor?
I said if it happens again.
What did you tell Holly? What'd she say? Oh, no.
I can't remember.
Not again.
No, because that only happened one time in
In high school.
Thank God you got that line in. Doesn't roll off the tongue being like, that happened 2 times. Once in high school and once last week.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's
what were we
true.
talking
Or is it going to be thrice after story number 2?
No, so that number 2 was
Oh.
you know when we were going to the should I spoil the
Yeah,
Underdogs video
yeah.
we had recorded?
Yoga
What was
studio.
that? Oh,
Yoga.
right. You pooed yourself at that.
So I get there a little bit early. No one else knows.
I saw you go into the toilet.
You saw me go in.
Yeah.
Did you see me leave?
No.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Well, you're about to tell me.
So what happened was I go into that toilet that they have there
Yeah.
because I had to unload
Yeah.
and
Had to drop a downwards facing juice.
Downwards facing dump.
so there was like a public toilet, the ones where you go beep and you open, you go in. I'm in there. I let it rip.
Yep.
It was a big one.
As you do.
Did the timer run out?
No, it didn't.
Oh, no.
So
is this
those
gonna
ones
be-
have like a 10-minute
No,
timer.
no.
I see where this is going. It's going to be Clogger one.
No.
No?
Go to reach for some toilet paper.
Oh.
Does not exist. Actually, no, it kind of exists. It's like in those big metal things that hold the toilet paper, and then there's a bit coming out, and then you like scrape it, but there's just a tiny bit dangling out.
Yep.
So I go to grab it, go to pull it, rips.
Yep.
I've got like a little bit of paper in my hand. Shit, literally. And then I do it again, and it rips, and then there's nothing left to grab. You can't. I've got no toilet paper in this entire massive room. There's no other toilets, and it's bad. Sounds bad. So what I had to do was, first of all, I looked around. There was nothing else, and then I
didn't use your hand.
no, I was thinking of using my hand. Actually.
Oh, okay.
You considered it?
I was thinking of using my hand and then like wiping it off, but turns out there was a lot going on down there. And that wouldn't work.
You can wash your hands though.
I could wash my hands, but,
But I would
It's not the
have-
worst.
I would not have wanted to not know that when we filmed a video. Right
maybe I
after.
should. Okay, what would have been better? I could have done that.
We don't know what you did yet,
However,
Did you use like a shirt?
I brought my gym towel, and then
and offered it to us.
no. So I went and then I did a bit, and I was like, okay, maybe I could do a bit and then wash it off. But there was so much, and
That
That's
is
not
gotta
good
be
either.
Incinerated.
That's
that
bad.
Towel,
it was
surely.
covered. And then so then I'm in this situation, and then there's no bin in there. There's no bin. Now I've got this gym towel that has so much shit on it. And I do not know what to do. And so I fold it up so the shit's kind of in.
Yeah, like a sandwich.
Yeah, like a shit towel sandwich.
Yeah.
And I'm just holding it and I'm like, what the fuck do I do? And so I know that there's going to be, because it's kind of, we're in a situation where there's a bunch of shops around, so there's got to be like a public bin. So then I open the door, I look around looking for a public bin. I see Jackson. Jackson's like looking at the place we're going to go into, but he hasn't seen me. And I'm like, oh my God, I hope he does. I just walk the complete opposite direction from Jackson, because I'm like, if he sees me now and I'm just holding this towel of shit, it's a bit awkward. So
It's like, hey, dude, and you're like, hey, bye.
yeah. So I just leave. Luckily, he didn't see me apparently. And then I just saw a public bin, put it in there.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Respect.
And that
Yeah,
is
respect.
the second boost.
Yeah, respect, brother.
What would you have done?
It's a
No,
tough
I
situation.
mean, you handled the situation quite well. Okay, I did want to tell this one story, and Jordan kind of led into it because...
What have you done
Oh
now?
God.
No, it's not a shit story.
So I
It was-
didn't realize.
No, it was just where I went on the weekend. That's why I listened to the 14 hours of editing podcast.
Oh yes.
But it was to go to this country town that's a 7-hour drive away to interview one of the band members. I'm making a video where I reunite my high school band.
That's amazing.
And one of the band members lived there, so I drove 7 hours there and then 7 hours back over the weekend just to get an interview with him, which felt like a lot of a time commitment to get this 15-minute interview. But then it was good because then we like hung out that night too.
You know Zoom exists, right?
Yeah, I wanted a nice shot.
Legend.
The camera,
This is why Zack is cinema.
Yeah.
And
the
I am
camera-
YouTube.
the camera shots looked real nice, and I learned so much on the drive as well.
Oh,
On these
listening to the podcast?
Yeah, it actually felt like I was working the whole drive, which was great.
I didn't know there were podcasts for video editing. You have to send it to me. That sounds great.
Yeah, it is really good.
yeah, sorry, go on.
And yeah, the thing that made me think of it was that he has like one of those green powders that has like fucking 45 different vitamins, and he swore by it. And then it was the kind of thing where I was like, I'm gonna try this for like 2 weeks and see if I notice any difference, because like
It's a good idea.
some stuff like that, it just has a whole bunch of shit. I'm like, surely one of them's got to do something.
Yeah, that's true.
Even if you don't believe in half of them, that's still really good.
It's the old multivitamin. Just pop
Yeah,
it in.
no, he had a multivitamin, this green powder, and 5 fish oil tablets every day.
5 fish
Five?
oils.
Yeah, and he was like, I've never felt better. He was like, for the joints.
5 seems
The
bad.
fish oil for the joints.
Oh, I might have to get on that. I've had like a bit of a gammy knee recently.
Yeah.
Ah.
Aren't you an anti-vitamin person?
No, but fish oil.
Fish oil.
It's
Fish
like,
oil's
'cause
not
I
vitamin.
don't think we eat enough fish in our daily. Oh,
100%.
at least me. I know some people do.
Yeah.
So, and that's got good shit in it.
So you know how we used to do the thing where we like, I'm not saying you guys do it, but how we like do something for 1 or 2 weeks
I
and see how
wrote
it
down
works?
something that I was interested in trying. I was going to bring this up.
Yeah, well, I'm just
Ooh.
going to say that I'm going to try this guy's whole routine.
Yeah.
Like the 3 things all at once. That's actually terrible because then I won't know
I
which
was about to say,
one's
shouldn't you do an
working.
independent
Yeah,
study?
this ain't science.
Nah, I'll just do them all at once.
And let us know.
Then you can do an elimination diet later to work out
5
which
seems
one's
like
they're
he'll get
so
oily.
easy because it's like pills and powder.
You just pop it in the morning
Yeah,
and you're done.
cold shower is not achievable for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I'll join you on the fish oil train. If it's for joints, I'll join you on that. Because
All
like
right.
playing high impact sport, it's like pretty hard on
Yeah.
it. So
True.
I could use that.
Jackson, what was your thing that you were going to try?
Sleep mask.
Sleep
Ooh.
mask.
I've
You
read a
struggle to
lot
sleep.
about. I'm exhausted recently. I can't sleep.
What is a sleep mask?
Like the eye masks.
Eye masks that you put on so you can't see the dark. The light.
Like people
The
wear them on
opposite.
planes.
Yeah, but do you usually have much light coming into your bedroom?
No, but even just like a small light in the bedroom apparently can affect your sleep quite a lot.
No way.
Yeah.
Because we
you
always
need to
have
sleep
small
in like
lights in the
you're supposed to sleep. I don't know.
Well,
in
it's like your like
complete
power
darkness.
board has a little light on it, and
Yeah.
like a smoke alarm does, just shit like that.
Yeah, well, if you're a caveman, them caves are dark.
That
Yeah.
would be so dark.
That
So
is-
I was curious in trying that out. So
Yeah.
That's
Get
cool.
a nice one from like Peter Alexander,
Yeah.
like a silk
just
one.
treat myself.
Own that shit.
Peter Alexander actually goes kind of hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pajamas.
Yeah.
That seems like a thing you should get a good version of. An eye mask.
Which one are you doing? You doing fish oils or are you doing eye mask? You have to join
Wait,
eye
the
one
eye
train.
mask, that's that new Apple thing, right?
yeah.
Is that what it's called?
That's Apple Vision Pro.
They dropped the
I-
eye thing.
The
didn't
eye
they?
mask would be such a great name,
Yeah.
though.
I'm not
sure they
opposite.
must have
I
thought
can
that.
sleep very easily, so I might do the fish oils.
But it might improve your
No,
quality
it's
of sleep.
quality of sleep, Jordan.
Maybe. I
It's not
feel
getting
fine
to
about sleep, though.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
you get on the fish oils. I'll
Fish
try this
oils.
eye mask and we'll report
No,
back.
it's not just the fish oil. It's this green powder called Total.
No, well, Peter's
Oh.
just doing fish oils. So
I've already
Jordan-
got some green powder.
just do
That's
fish
not
If
bad.
you guys are going to try and convert me to vitamins, you got to start
One
small.
step
You know?
at a
You got to
time.
have like
Yeah,
achievable
alright.
goals.
5 seems like I don't know if I'll do 5. I might turn into a fucking fish if I do.
5 seems like too many, but I don't
Five
know.
fish
He
oils.
did smell a bit fishy. He was sort of flopping around on the floor. Kept asking me to
Yeah.
fill his
I'm-
bucket up with water. It
I
was a
might
bit
message
weird.
my mum about this fish oil business.
I'm just picturing, Jordan's mega sweaty hands just turns into fucking fish
Oil?
juice.
Oh, that would be so
You're like, he
disgusting.
passes you the controller and it's just fucking got flies coming off it and shit.
It's like the shit that comes out of tuna.
Yeah.
I've never eaten tuna before
What?
from a can.
Why?
I
It
started.
stinks.
I
No,
started.
but like, did your family never give it to you?
Family never
Yeah, I
bought
never
it. It
had
was just
tuna.
not a thing in our
That's
house.
insane.
I had never
it
even
wasn't- sorry,
seen
Pete, I'm on
tuna
their
until
side.
Holly had it.
Bro.
I had my first
I thought it was
tuna
big.
chunks in fresh water, a little snack the other
It's
week.
good.
Because I'm trying to eat way more protein, and it's such a good snack.
Is it? Man, Sophie never has it, so I never have it anymore, so I need to get on that.
It's like insane protein ratio for low calorie.
This is one of those ones where like,
And it's fish. Fish are good.
you know how as a kid you're like, Mom, I'm hungry, and they're just like, have a something.
Yeah.
This was one of those things in my house that we always had.
Ah.
So
Wasn't in mine. Mine was
Yeah,
baked
I'd never
beans.
I
had
had
for
a
that.
billion of them.
Mine was peanut butter sandwiches.
Yeah. You,
So,
you-
yeah.
you carried that on through your life.
Yeah, I did.
All right.
All right, should we call it there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming, everyone.
Thanks. Episode 70, a bit of a milestone. It's a multiple of 10
And a good one.
and a good one.
2 poo stories.
And we
10
saved
questions.
them for the end. Zach, what's the editing thing you learned?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
The thing you really need to avoid.
Well, I was going to give like a top 5 or something, and I was meant to think of them as we were podcasting,
Well,
but
just
I haven't.
remember the one.
Well, the one thing I was going to say to avoid is what he described as bullshit storytelling, which I found that which basically means you like go out and film something and then like invent a story in post, which I don't think I've done. Maybe a little bit for the Pokemon chess video, but I think it worked there. But it's like, instead of doing that, this guy was saying like, go out with like a story in mind when you film and then aim to like ditch that.
Yeah.
When it like doesn't go that way.
Be very happy to change the plan. Don't try and force it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
I got a
Wait,
good
I don't
example
get it.
with that. This video where I'm like reuniting the high school band. At first I was gonna make it's like gonna be kind of a mockumentary, and I was focusing a lot on the comedy. But like as I was doing these interviews, I started feeling like really nostalgic. So now I kind of want to aim to like get that feeling across.
Bit
in the
more
video.
wholesome instead of comedy.
Yeah, and so I'm like thinking of ways that I can make people feel that by like having parts of our like song as like the backing track over like sad moments. Then we play it again at the end.
Yeah,
it's, like,
and you could have like
full
you know
circle.
like photos from people looking really different from the past and stuff compared to
Yeah.
now to
Photos
really get
is a
that
good one, I
nostalgic
reckon.
vibe.
Exactly. That's why I've been going through all this old footage of us. We were so fucking terrible.
Dude, everyone is in these high school bands and nobody tells you because it's like, bro, I'm in a band, I'm so cool, and it's like, who's gonna tell them their shit?
It's some of it's the recording quality, but it's grim.
I mean, that's just how it is. That's part of growing up.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's an angle for you. It's part. We were bad, but that's part of growing up.
It is.
Nostalgia.
The nostalgia.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Should I press the button?
Yes.
Press
Yes.
that button.
Goodbye.